Question number 5 of the specimen paper is actually quite an easy question. I don't expect many of you to have much problem pertaining to this question. Okay, so for the first part, question asks you to find the exact x-coordinate of the turning point of C and determine its nature. So this is actually a textbook question. So the only thing I want to highlight about this question, okay, this solution is actually the use of implicit differentiation. If I were to do a differentiation of this expression, okay, it's going to involve quotient rule. So I want to avoid that. So I'm going to cross multiply and I create this equation instead. So by creating this equation, okay, I do away with the need to activate quotient rule. I just use product rule. So on the left, I'll have x dy dx plus y. On the right hand side, it's just 3 times ln x whole thing squared over x. Then typical approach is at turning point, equate dy dx equals to 0. And then you actually have an equation that looks like that. Okay, and then of course, do not cancel out the common terms. Factor it out, and then you just have 2 equations to solve. Ln x equals to 0 and ln x minus 3 equals 0, which will give you x equals to 1 and x equals to e power 3. Okay, and question actually tell you that x is supposed to be greater than 1. So you actually reject. Okay, you reject one of these solutions. Okay, well then the question asks you to determine the nature. So standard procedure from the dy dx result, activate your implicit differentiation one more time. Okay, activate the implicit differentiation one more time and determine, okay, that when dy dx equals 0, you actually have a second derivative to be smaller than 0. Okay, so it's not too difficult. Again, not too difficult. So again, just a little trick to explain here. Okay, I try not to involve quotient rule. So I multiply by x across and create product rule, implicit differentiation instead. Okay, so that's the first part. So second part, moving on to the question. The question is actually an area question. So do not just blindly find the area without actually visually seeing how does the graph look like. So use your GC, okay, and plot out the graph, okay, and then you will see that the area that you want is actually entirely above the x-axis. So all you need to do is to pull out your textbook formula. Find the area, okay, it's just integral of y dx, okay, integral of y dx, fit in the limit from e to e3, e power 3, and okay, just recognize that it's actually what we call a standard form equation. 1 over x ln x. 1 over x is your f prime. This is your f. So you have a f prime fx situation. Okay, standard form. You're gonna calculate and generate the answer quite nicely to be equals to 20.